The impact of the city infrastructure have been severe, with the reports collapsed bridges and damaged roads, hydrogen rescue efforts. The metro network, a lifeline for many communities, came to gripping half of the tunnels become submerged, grave compounding the chaos. In a shocking turn of events, Barcelona, Spain, find itself grappling with a catastrophic flood, leaving the city and its residents in the state of turmoil. Torrential rain, unprecedented in their intensity, unleashed havoc in the region, overwhelming graving system and triggering widespread inundation. As streets transforming in the region, rivers emergency service will be mobilized to aid those affected by the calamity. Brave force response and launching rescue missions wading through the waist deep water to reach stranded individuals and families trapped in their homes. Helicopters swayed above, plucking people to rooftops, and flood waters continue to rise. As the day progressed, images in submerged cars uprooted, trees and debris strewn streets circulated on social media, painted a grim picture of widespread destruction. Residents clad in the rain, sacked clothes, and were seen banding together to other assistance, displaying admirable resilience in the face of adversity. The floodwaters have also taken to toll Barcelona circulate culture heritage and icon landmarks, including a former Sagrada Familia and historic buildings, are witnessing water separated structure damage. In the heat of Europe, Hamburg, Germany's second-largest city in the facing an unprecedented environmental crisis. The city, known for its rich history and vibrant culture, has recently been in the forefront of the catastrophic flood, highlighting the severe impact of the climate change. In the early hour of the morning, the residents of Hamburg woke up to a city submerged underwater. The Elbe River, which has been a lifeline of the city of centuries, transformed into a source of devastation as it burst their banks. This sudden flood has not only disrupted the daily life of the citizens, but also serious questions about the city preparedness for such natural disaster. Emergency services have been working tirelessly to rescue those trapped in their homes and provide relief to affected areas. Temporary shelters have been set up across the city to accommodate those displaced by the floods. However, the task is monumental, but the city resources are scattered thin. The impact of economy is clearly devastating. Hamburg, a major port city, has seen maritime activities full height affected by not only the local economy, but also having ripple effect across Europe. The flood in Hamburg can start reminding of a real times of climate change. Experts have warned that such extreme weather events are likely to become more frequent and intense due to global warming. This disaster has put the spotlight on the need for cities to adapt and build resilience against such climate-related changes. The weather station of Tower recorded a widespread of up to 110 km/h. Meteorological Service reported that the level of the Seine rose by 35 cm due to heavy rain. Meteo France has warning of increasing winds and heavy rainfall in the southwest, as well as association of the massive central Australian across the country from the southwest to the northeast. Torrential rain have left perish following the recent heat wave in France that flooded metro station in the French capital. Transportation network have been alerted, with a sudden flight cancellation and related reported to Charles and Co. Airport. Republic transportation services have also been particularly affected, as the bus and train schedules have been modified and ensure passenger safety amidst the tumultuous weather conditions. Another residents of French capital filmed motorists driving through the deep water, ironically saying the Paris is beautiful because you can ever go water skiing here. Paris, France, in a stunning tournament event, the city of London find itself under the whip of human-made storms set to unleash a fury upon of the capital. The meteorological department has issued a severe weather alert, cautioning residents to visitors alike prepare to tumultuous conditions. In the early hour of January, Sicily, Italy autonomous region found itself in the market of a formidable storm, with a wind reaching speed of over 100 km/h, and the related heavy rain and storm left a trail of destruction in its wake. Residents of Sicily waked to a scene of chaos, uprooted trees, flooded streets, and damaged infrastructure. The storm intensity was such that it unpredicted daily life, closed schools, disrupted transport, and leaving thousands without power. The emergency service working tirelessly to restore order, prioritizing the safety to those affected areas. The island's capital, Palermo, bore the birth of the storm. Historic buildings, referred to their architectural beauty, suffered damage, while the city narrow cobbler streets turned into fast-flowing rivers. Inland town and coastal village alike forced similar devastation, with the local authority declared a state of emergency in several regions. Agriculture, a cornerstone of Sicily's economy, was not spared. Farmers severed their land and heavy herds of the storm-ravaged crops and appended years of hard work. with the winds whole speeds reached up to 100 km per hour and the rainfall intensified. Authority have issued widespread warning urging citizens to take immediate precaution. The northern region of Germany, both of Gustav, initial Oslo, and the coastal areas experienced fire winds and pounding waves. Hamburg, a city accustomed by maritime weather, faced inundation from the storm surge, prompting authority to close food, barriers, and deployed emergency response team to blossom deafness. As Gustav barriers eastward, it impacted it across the major urban centers such as Berlin and Munich. The iconic landmarks of the capital city tremble onto to Oslo and related gusts, where cities become rivers as rain pours down, adapted. In the Munich, Bavaria, bustling metropolis residents handle indoor as tourists way previously outside the breeze leader in the streets. Transportation networks for grease on the half of the storm fury disrupted air, rail, and road travel. Airports scrambling the dirty flights and ground planes altogether, while railway operations struggled to maintain service amidst the fallen tourism debris on the tracks. Highway resembled obstacle caused the driver navigate through tourist conditions, with authority urged extreme cautions to advise against unnecessary travel. In the rural areas, farmers raced against time to secure livestock, and safeguard crops on the outflow and the wind and the rain. The agriculture hinterland of Germany faced dual threat to crop damage and potential flooding, and in the worst condition of the from the impact of the storm. Emergency service will continuously to respond instead, reducing standing motorists clearing debris from the roads and ensure the safety of the vulnerability communities. Shelters are opening by providing refuge and those displaced by the storm, offering the warmth and respite from the relentless onslaught of nature war. Amidst the chaos, resilience of German people shines through. Neighbors band together to help one another weather the storm. With the memories of the past calamities fresh in their minds, communities until the solidarity, demonstrating the strength and spirit that defines Germany resolve in the face of adversity. As Gustav Fury begins to wear in the skies gradually clear, with the darkness sky and ominous cloud gathering about the iconic landmarks, including the Iller Tower and the Notre Dame Cathedral, the bustling streets in the parish are found the fraught with the occupation with a sting of urgency. Local authorities have urged citizens to execute cautions to stay indoor and the storm intensify escalates. Weather forecasts predict that the temperatures of bring heavy rain accompanied by the foreign gust of wind, posing a significant threat to the city infrastructure and public safety. The potential for flash floods and power outage has risen concerns about the amount of officials who have implemented precautionary measures to minimize the impact. Continue to coverage the storm intensity, wind, attention, turns, and the aftermath of the extent of the damage left in wake. Across the Europe, images uploaded to damaged buildings and flooded streets painting a vivid picture of storm's impact. Emergency services are working tirelessly to assess the damage and provide assistance to those in need. In Ireland, where coastal communities and the boats of the storm surge, residents' emergencies were wreckage left behind. Finnish boats lived in battery in one shoot, where coastal defense tested from their limit. The resilience of these communities is evident. Can come together to begin to outdoor task of cleaning up and rebuilding. In the United Kingdom, while transportation network ground and a half during the heat of the storm, efforts underway to restore service and reopen King Road. Volunteers are clearing from the rail tracks, airport resume operation, and highway are gradually reopening to traffic. The resilience of the British people shine through as they adapt to the challenges posed by the storm and work toward normality. In the France, where flooding wreaked havoc in low-lying area, residents are grappling with the aftermath of the inundated homes and submerged streets. The cleanup efforts are underway as emergency service deployed prompts and dry flood waters and residents breaching several involved. Despite the disruptions, spirit of solidarity provide the communities come together to support one another in the wake of disaster. In Munich, the storm caused chaos on the street and motorists struggled to navigate throughout the hail-covered roads. Emergency services were called to several incidents, including a car incident on the AA motorway. Local authorities have urged residents to avoid unnecessary travel and to stay indoor where possible. As the fire in hailstorm has battered parts of Germany, caused widespread damage and destruction. The storm restarted on Saturday afternoon, dampened the large hailstorm in the city, including Munich and Stuttgart. Living cars dented the windows, smashed some areas with water hailstorm as large as a tennis ball. The storm also caused damage to buildings, with the reports of roof being ripped off and windows shattered. In the town of Schwerin, whole firefighters were called to rescue a man who had become trapped in their car and fallen debris. Meteorologists have warned that the most storm could be one of the way. There is a high travel lighting in some parts of the country. The German Weather Service has issued warning for several regions, including Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, and advised people to take precautions. powerful storm swept across Bavaria, Germany, caused widespread destruction and chaos. The storm, characterized by intense wind and heavy rainfall, left a trail of destruction throughout the region. The storm approached meteorologists, warning of the potential impact, urged residents to take necessary precautions. The Bavarian government activated emergency service, preparing the worst-case scenario. Schools were closed and public transport was significantly disrupted as a safety issue. The storm's arrival was met against winds that approached trees, damaged buildings, and disrupted power lines. In several towns, roofs were torn off houses, and streets were littered in debris. The fire's winds, reaching speeds of over 100 km/h, placed a severe threat to resident safety. Heavy rainfall accompanied the winds, leaving flash floods in low-lying areas. Rivers and streams overflowed, inundated streets and homes. Emergency services working tirelessly to rescue people trapped in their homes to provide temporary shelters for those displaced by the flooding. The agriculture sector suffered significant losses, with many farms reported damaged crops and infrastructure. The storm also impacted wildfire, with the reports on inhabitants behind destroying animals being displaced. Throughout the ordeal, and the resilience of Bavarian people was evident. Communities came together to support each other, and volunteers helping to clean up efforts and provided aid to those in need. The government pledged financial assistance to those affected by the promise to review its disaster management plans to better prepare for future storms. As Bavaria begins to recover, the storm serves as a reminder of increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events likely linked to climate change. Experts call for more robust measures to mitigate the impact of such events and for greater investment in sustainable practices to protect the environment. The Ammonia Sun are hailstone planted over rooftops and cars. The Italian Civil Protection Department has been monitoring this situation closely and urged residents to remain vigilant. Sicily is no stranger to extreme weather conditions, but its storms have been particularly severe. Sicily, Italy was hit by a foreign storm that caused widespread damage and destruction to the island. The storm which lasted for several hours brought heavy rain and strong winds, uprooted trees and damaged buildings. Many roads and highways were closed due to flooding and landslides, which caused significant traffic disruption. Several flights to and from the island were also cancelled or delayed, leaving many travelers stranded. Local authority issued several warnings, urged residents to stay indoors and avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. Several school and public offices were closed due to this storm. The storm also caused power outage in some areas, leaving thousands of homes without electricity. Emergency services were working around the clock to restore power and clear debris to affected areas. Strong winds caused wildfires in the state and falling water level revealed dangers to issuing the news. Germany's weather service warning of heavy rain in the south of the country. After severe storm killed at least 20 people elsewhere in Europe. Local authorities have reported widespread damage, particularly in the areas of Upper Bavaria and Lower Bavaria. Many homes have and their roofs and windows smashed, leaving residents at deal with the aftermath. Some farmers have also reported severe damage in their crops, which could have a significant impact on local economy. The hailstorms has caused significant disruption to the region, and many residents are still struggling to come in terms with the damage caused. The true cost and disaster is yet to fully assess. The clear in the affected storms will be felt in some times to come, and recover from the havoc brought by nature indiscriminate fury. Yet the scars of the storm severe stark reminder of the fragility of human experience and the face of Mother Nature always some power. Germany stands firm against the relentless onslaught storm
Arkadaşlar, burası
and the
şu
nation
anda
grappled with the
Doğanşehir
most ferocious weather
şehir
events in the
merkezi.
recent memory. From the best cities to surrounding countryside, Gustav worked northbound, testing to resilience and preparedness of the German people. In the Hamburg, the iconic port city, residents braced themselves to towering wave crash against the sea walls, threatening to beach defense. The city educated network of flood barriers and put in the test, while emergency responses worked tirelessly to ensure the safety of coastal communities. As the storm's epicenter shifted eastward, Berlin in the nation capital found itself engulfed in the metropolis of wind and rain. Streets one bursting activity now lie deserted, and residents need warning to seek shelters indoors. Iconic landmarks from the Brandenburg Gate to the Reichstag bear witness nature of some power. They gender juxtapose against the raw force of the elements. In the Bavaria, Germany pictures where southwestern region rural communities face their own battle against the Gustav onslaught. Farmers toil tirelessly to serve livestock and safeguard crops, while vigilant rally together to support one another in the face of adversity. Across the countryside and landscape transformed into patchwork of resilience, where solidarity and determination severely both against the storm. Transportation networks burst at the station under the strain of Gustav where the airports, railway, and the highway all experienced disruption. Flights are grounded, trains are delayed, and the roads become treacherous and fallen trees in the bird spreader landscape. Yet amidst the chaos, emergency service worked tirelessly to keep vital lifeline open to ensure the safety of those in need. As nightfall and the Gustav fully banned anyway, Germany emergency battled the engulfed communities come together to assess the damage, clear debris, and begin the long process to rebuilding. From the Bosland cities to north of Tranquil villages on the southern spirit resilience burst the bright, reminded the worst of Germany's underwater resolve in the face of nature's foreign challenges.
Tambah besar dan tambah besar. Hati-hati untuk yang
Aid to assist those facing to deadly consequences to this natural disaster. The national unity is solidarity pledging support to help the affected communities recovery and rebuilding the aftermath of this devastating flooding in Hampstead. Italy finds itself grappling with the devastation aftermath of the national disaster as torrential flood and forest hailstorm replicated across several regions. Picture square landscape have transformed into a scene of chaos and destruction and homes submerged and formless plummeted by ice. If one can only describe the cruel twist on the fate, communities from the northern Alps to the southern Mediterranean coastal line have broken the burst of this catastrophic event. Rivers flowing by relentless downpour burst their banks in inundated towns and villages in their path. Streets that once bursted with the life now resembled turbulent rivers faced residents to flee high ground. Adding their misery, the relentless hailstorm struck with an unfluid force, turning streets into ice river and blanket fields and the chilly weight of ice. The economic impact of the natural disaster through the year to the fully Queenfield is expected to be significant. As the storm passed, the relentlessness of the Sicilian people shone through. Communities burned together, aid the cleanup efforts to provide support to those hardest hit. Social media was abuzz with the emergencies, with the messages of solidarity and offered assistance, showcasing the indomitable spirit of the island's inhabitants. Meteorologists have attributed the severity of the storm in combination of climate factors, emphasizing the increasing unpredictability the weather patterns. This event severe stark reminder of the challenges faced by climate change, underlining the urgent need for sustainable environment policies. The Italian government response to the crisis plunged full support to the recovery force. Prime Minister, in a statement, assured the allocation for reps and resources to aid affected areas. Moreover, he emphasized the importance to bolstering Italy's infrastructure with a stance to such extreme weather events in the future. As Sicily embarks on its journey to recovery, the already has sparked national conversation on disaster preparedness and climate resilience. The storm and test an island fortitude has also been a catalyst for unity and reflection on the importance to collective action to the face of environmental challenges. The German government has urged citizens to need the advice of authorities and stay informed throughout the official channels. Germany emerged better with the improved ready to rebuild. Europe finds itself in the grip of tempestuous battle with the nature of what the powerful storm swept across the continent, leaving a trail of chaos and disruption in the wake. From the white-swept coast in the island of the snow-blanked streets of Scandinavia, millions are grappling with the ferocious of elements. In Ireland, where coastal communities are decimated by the burst of Atlantic gas, the storm surge has battered short lines and swept waves crashing against the seawalls. Authorities have issued warning urged residents to remain indoors in case of winds whose speed exceeded 100 km/h. Returning to report tourism damaged infrastructure. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, transport network have ground the health of the storm and left the fury. Flights have been cancelled, trains delayed, and roads rendered treacherous by fallen debris. Emergency services are working tirelessly to clear roads and restore service, but the sheer force of the storm presented formidable challenges. Across the English Channel, mainland Europe is not spread from the tempest rage. In the France, torrential rain has triggered flooding in low-lying areas, pressing residents to evacuate their homes. The iconic iconic E-Left Tower stands stoically amidst the tumult, a symbol of resilience of the face of adversity. In a German where the winter chill still liner, heavy snowfall exact, but the chaos disrupting both the urban and rural life. Schools are closed, businesses shuttered, and public transportation paralyzed as the country grappled with the dual onslaught of the storm wind. For the east and Scandinavia, the stormy Arctic grip, twin-layer blizzard combinations swept across the landslide. Norway, Sweden, and Finland are blacking in the snow with the visibility reduced in near-zone some areas, despite their reputation of resilience in the harsh winter. Germany is in high alert as a powerful storm system swept across the nation, bringing with the fires wind, torrential rain, and through it widespread disruption. The German Meteorological Service has issued severe weather warning for the vast stretch of the countries, urging residents to take precautions and remain vigilant. The storm David Gustav Banatula is expected not to landfall in northern Germany, before rapidly moving eastward and down making cities such as Hamburg, Berlin, and Munich in the path. With a gust of 100 km/h are forecast present significant risk to property and public safety. Authorities have cautioned against unnecessary travel and advised residents to secure loose objects outdoors, such as furniture and signage, to prevent them from becoming overdose, projecting its strong winds. Additionally, residents in low-lying area are being urged prepare to possible flooding and heavy rainfall could lead to overflowing rivers and localized inundation. Transportation network are likely to be severely impacted, with the disruption expected across any travel. Airlines have already begun preemptive cancellation and delays, with the train service operation are reduced schedules in anticipation of adverse weather conditions. Drivers are being urged to exercise extreme caution, particularly on the highway and routes where crosswind is especially dangerous. Emergency services are on standby by response to incidents that may arise as a result of the storm, with the extra personnel deployed to high-risk areas to ensure the swift coordinated response. Local authorities have set up emergency shelters to those displaced by the storm, are working closely to community organizations to provide support to vulnerable population. And challenging now ahead. The townspeople know for their resilience and mandate immediately on the order, test, and cleanup and recovery, with the unity as the driving force by clean up debris, pumped out flood waters, and become prepared to shelter it remind of their once come town. Through the extent of the damage remains substantial, the intimational spirits track a smooth clouds. The town embarks a long road to restoration, providing that even in the face of natural fury, the human spirit remains unbroken. In a devastation turn of when Italy finds under the grip of nature fury as the torrential rain triggered widespread flooding and relentless hailstorm strikes various regions. With the river burst, the banks and low-lying areas submerged rescue operations are underway to aid standard communities. Pictures blur town and farmlands in northern Italy bear boast on the hailstorm leaving behind a trail of destruction as troops are ravaged as property severely damaged. The unrelenting onslaught has left residents shaking to seeking refuge from the ferocity of the elements. Emergency service and disaster response team are working tirelessly to evacuate residents and provide such immediate relief to affected areas. Authorities are urging citizens to exercise extreme cautions to stay indoors to ensure their safety amidst the ongoing natural calamity. A severe hailstorm hit the region of Veneto, Italy, caused extensive damage and caught residents by surprise. The hailstorm, as big as a golf ball, pounded the area relentlessly over the hour, resulting in shattered windows, ruined crops, and dented vehicles. In the aftermath of the tempest, the authorities are evacuating the extent of the devastation, offering assistance in the affected communities. Emergency service promptly responded to the crisis, but the damage was so widespread that local authorities struggled to keep up. Residents faced difficulty in reaching safety. For farmers, suffered significant losers, with the vineyard and orange devastation by the storm. Despite the challenges of the people of Veneto demonstrated their resilience of coming together to support one another. In a shocking turn of events, the picturesque town of Tropicino in the province of Udine, Italy, was recently basined in the relentless onslaught of natural fury. A torrential flood accompanied by a fierce hailstorm wreaking havoc on transclosed streets, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Residents of Tropicino found themselves grappling with a double whammy as flood water surged through the cobbled alleys, inundated homes and businesses alike. The relentless rain driven by force winds transforming in town once peaceful ambience in one of chaos and despair. As emergency sirens roaring through the water-loaded streets. Local authorities will mobilize rescue operations, ensure the safety of residents stranded by deluge. The community related together, offering assistance to those affected by extended a helping hand of the vulnerable. Images captured the surreal scene of Hamstown, some edge slides of a golf ball plumping the town rooftops and vehicles, leaving a trail of destruction or silence of a scene from disaster movie. The aftermath related trade road windows, dented vehicles and bedrock vegetation, the scene of forest and Hamstown. Germany fired itself in those nature fury as a storm Gustav swoops relentlessly across the country, leaving a trail of destruction in its way. As the storm approached, Turkish across the country are heeding the warning, taking necessary precautions, are hoping for the best day they face of challenges presented by nature unpredictable faces. The coming days will undoubtedly test the resilience and preparedness of the Turkish people and they navigate the impact of this powerful storm. In a dramatic tone of when Turkey finding itself in the grip of a formidable storm, as nature unleashed its full force across the nation. The storm, which will begin intensify over the past few days, has prompted our authority to issue warning and take precautionary issue to ensure the safety of citizens and property. The Turkish Meteorological Service has classified it. The storm is a severe weather event with the strong winds, heavy rainfall and potential flooding expected in the very region. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable with the storm surge posing a significant threat in low-lying areas. Cities along the Irigan and Mediterranean coast, including Istanbul, Izmir and Antalya, are on high alert as the storm trajectory suggests with the swept across this densely populated area. Residents have been advised to secure loose objects, reinforced windows and doors, and possible evacuate to several locations. The impact on transportation is already evident in numerous flights and ferry service cancelled or delayed. Roads closure and disruption to public transportation are expected for the complication to station to those intending to navigate through the storm. Emergency services are standing by reporting an incident with the rescue teams strategically positionally vulnerable areas. The government has activated its disaster response mechanism, coordinated efforts to mitigate the storm impact. Temporary shelters have been set up in key locales, providing refuge to those forced to evacuate their homes. The Turkish Red Crescent and other humanitarian organizations are working alongside our authority to provide assistance to those in need. International agencies are closely monitoring the situation with the neighboring countries, offering support and solidarity. The European Union and United Nations have experienced their red lines to provide assistance to relief efforts and requests by the Turkish government. As the storm progresses, meteorologists are continuously updating their forecast to provide real-time information to the public. The importance to staying informed to healing offshore warning cannot be outstated. The storm's unpredictable nature makes it essential for residents to remain vigilant to take necessary precautions. While Turkey is no stranger to extreme weather events, it currently storms severe stark reminder of vulnerability of coastal region and the importance of reduced disaster preparedness. As the nation grapples with the immediate challenges posed by the storm, discussion about the long-term resilience and adaptation strategies are likely to bring promises to aftermath and nature disaster. The storm's impact on the Turkey infrastructure is becoming increasingly evident with the reports of power outage following recent localities, flooding. Emergency services are working tirelessly to address this issue, but the sheer scale of the storm is testing the limits to their capabilities. In addition to the storm conflicts about the aftermath are growing. Landslides, a killer region and potential disruption are critical services such as healthcare and communication network are significant worries of also. The Turkish government has called to inflict force urged citizens to assess their neighbors and follow safety guidelines. The economic implications this storm are also in the case of applications. The disruption to the transportation or commerce could have a lasting impact on businesses, particularly those in tourism and agriculture sector. The time in the storm conditions in tourist season in the coastal areas adding the extra layer of complexity to challenges forced by the local economies. As the storm approached, Turkish across the country are heeding the warning, taking necessary precautions, are hoping for the best day they face of challenges presented by nature unpredictable faces. The coming days will undoubtedly test the resilience and preparedness of the Turkish people and they navigate the impact of this powerful storm. In a dramatic tone of when Turkey finding itself in the grip of a formidable storm, as nature unleashed its full force across the nation. The storm, which will begin intensify over the past few days, has prompted our authority to issue warning and take precautionary measures to ensure the safety of citizens and property. The Turkish Meteorological Service has classified it. The storm is a severe weather event with the strong winds, heavy rainfall, and potential flooding expected in the region. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable with the storm surge posing a significant threat along the areas. Cities along the Aegean and Mediterranean coast, including Istanbul, Izmir, and Antalya, are on high alert as the storm trajectory suggests to be swept across this densely populated area. Residents have been advised to secure loose objects, reinforce windows and doors, and possibly evacuate to safer locations. Massive floods have wreaked havoc in historic district of Jordan in Paris, France, following heavy rainfall on past few days. In a picturesque neighborhood noticed German canals and quarrying bridges have been transformed into waterlogged maze. The river sandblasted banks submerged streets, shops, and homes as a torrential smooth water surged through the sea. Local residents were cut off guard by a sudden deluge, with the many forced and evacuate their property and flood waters rapidly rose. Emergency service and volunteers have been working tirelessly to rescue stranded individuals to provide shelters to the affected. The authorities have issued a red alert urging residents to remain vigilant and prioritize their safety. The flood had caused significant disruption in daily life in Jordan. Public transportation service have been severely affected, with the several bus routes suspended and metro stations closed due to water damage. Businesses in the area, including restaurants and boat quays, have been forced to close their doors, temporarily adding to the economic strain caused by ongoing pandemic. The city government has mobilized the rescue to manage the crisis. Homes and cars in the Irish village have been severely damaged after a possible tornado hit the area. Emergency services were called to the village of Leitrim on Sunday afternoon after strong winds felled trees, ripped the roofs of buildings, and left debris strewn across the street. Meteorological with war said reports of tornadoes in the area were probably true or definitely involved thunderstorms with a very strong wind. She said the forecast relied on reports and video on social media to state sure whether wind was tornado. Down sky over the UK weather. Rain to intensify due to 4 yellow warning from the Met Office. She added, in a thunderstorm, cold wind spread in direction can change, and this rests on the cold, which causes rotation, and in the funnel shaped cloud in an able stretch all the way to the ground, it causes a tornado. It could have been a strange gust of wind, probably over the one other, but people say they saw rotation. They are not very predictable, they only last a couple minutes. A witness to the possible tornado said his dream was spotting the debris as they drove through the storm. Orange wind warning are in effect on Clare, Galway, and Mayo counties. Indication were a strong coastal wind combined with a high wave and tides. Strong Fedges, the second named storm of the weekend, has also brought yellow wind warning to countries Kerry, Limerick, and Tipperary. The storm surge will lead to high seas, and along with the storms, there was a potential for the coastal flooding along the parts of the west coast, particularly on a high tide. The UK Met Office has also issued several yellow weather warnings for parts of Scotland and northern England, but no one